Hello, one and all, and welcome back to the Great Unknown audio show with me, Maxim Jennings, and my good friend and travel companion, Mr. Nikolai Brown. Nick, how are we?
Easy now.
Easy now. And today, another very special episode, our first in Mumbai. And where else to start but in the biggest gully in the world, Dharavi. And what a place it's been. We spent about half an hour here so far, walking the streets, getting to know a few of the locals and being absolutely paraded by some of the young people of Dharavi. But it's time now for us to gather some courage and get the mics out. So join us for the next 15 minutes or so as we take our final strolls before leaving this metropolis of a land. Nick, thoughts so far?
Some interesting facts. 1 million people live here. It's 1 square mile, this place. And you know what? It doesn't actually seem like there are a lot of people, but yes, there are 1 million people. The place turns over £1 billion a year in revenue, which is pretty impressive for 1 square mile of area. But yeah, no, apart from that, the place is great. People very friendly. We had a very interesting encounter with some very senior locals.
Fantastic. We'll leave that to the next part. We'd just like to introduce our first proper guest to the show, our travel companion for the next 8 or 9 days or so, Mr. Aryan. Aryan, how are you doing?
Hello. Yeah, not too bad. I'm actually loving this little trip that we've taken. It's been very interesting so far. Yeah.
Brilliant.
2 highlights, I'd say. First one was playing cricket with the kids. It's quite entertaining. I feel like they were very happy to see all of us, and they definitely wanted a few photos as well, like celebrities, I guess. And then sitting down with some, like Nick mentioned, some senior locals.
The mafioso.
Well, yeah. We can't exactly say names for who they're associated with, but some pretty big names. So
in terms of Indian Mumbai gangster law.
In terms of Mumbai Mafia law. We could say one of the most wanted men in Mumbai. So,
and it was really surreal because we started walking down a few open streets and got to the end and thought that surely that can't be it. We decided to take another route in, and then next thing you know, we'd gone past a school and we'd come out to this apartment block, which was like tall-story buildings, multi-stories, all filled with flats and housing, and then a mini hospital in the middle, and there was like a sandy play area, so to speak, crawling with kids. And
It looks like a prison, to be fair.
Yeah, but
it's not the nicest way of putting it.
If I was growing up there, I would love to be part of that prison.
Yeah. Oh, it's a very lively prison.
Yeah, it's a very active prison.
It did.
Yeah.
There wasn't much. It was very plain. Yeah, it did look like a prison.
Nonetheless, they were very much enjoying themselves and they were very happy to see us. Aryan was sort of swarmed by them, jumping up and down, and he got a video of him hitting one for 6.
More like 4, but we'll take a 6.
And then I decided to take a little wander just to have a look around. I then got tapped on the shoulder by a gentleman who then
Rabi Khan.
Yeah, waved me over to come and sit with him and his fellow friends. They were sat in garden lawn chairs and he was on a bed.
Surrounded by goats as well.
Surrounded by goats. And started speaking to me in Hindi. Funny enough, I don't speak it, so I had to get Nick and Aryan over, who are still being swarmed by children. And Aryan, although you're not from India, your Hindi's pretty good.
Yeah, I think I can get around. I mean, if you're able to have a chat with the Mumbai Mafia and get out alive, I feel like that's some good Hindi being spoken right there. So, yeah, definitely worked.
And they were very welcoming towards us. I didn't really at all feel under threat. There was no form of aggression on their part.
Not at all.
They were very relaxed. I think because they were of the Don Corleone era. They were a bit older, no need to...
Veterans.
No need to get up and feel intimidated by a few English blokes.
They're in their ends.
Especially a bloke who's got a fanny pack around his waist. I mean, he's not really going to cause you much harm, is he? And then you've got another one wearing his Lancaster University squash team alumni shirt, so not much threat coming from us. But we had a fantastic chat listening to Aryan speak Hindi back and forth with the guys, with the gang.
Definitely.
They did offer us a smoke and some chai, but we kindly declined, just for health purposes, obviously.
I think the smoke would have been safer than chai, to be honest.
Yeah, you don't really know where the water's coming from.
Exactly.
But this place overall is absolutely fascinating. The houses themselves have all barred up windows, which does make it feel a little bit like a prison. But it's very vibrant. There's loads of noise, as ever in India, and there's loads of business going on.
Yeah, I would say one of the bosses had a mouth as red as Santa Claus. It was it was pretty revolting, to be fair.
Yeah, and a deep love for Deepika Padukone as well.
Yeah.
Who Nick also loves.
I do love
Nick's
Deepika.
new celebrity crush.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a safe sport. Oh, I thought they're throwing rocks at the. Just walked past a group of Indian kids playing hit the tent with the onion. I don't know.
No.
Onion throwing maybe.
And so when we were looking at Dharavi, we were thinking, do we need to do a tour? Are we going to see all that we want to see if we just walk around? And in all honesty, we haven't seen any other tourists or white people, and we know that there are lots of tours that go on. So maybe there are certain spots that we visited that they don't go to. We're coming later in the day, so maybe peak timing is over. But
Catch got a chicken head.
I'm sure we've had an experience that not many tourists would get.
Oh no, for sure. I don't think many tour guides would have taken you to that
To the Mafia hut.
colony.
to the Mafia, that colony. It was brilliant because when a child would come over and try and play with the goats, the guy would just wave them away.
Tell them to bugger off. Yeah. Also, one thing that I liked was, well, not liked, but I found funny, was when the guy asked us, do we keep goats in our home? Because, quite frankly, we don't. I had to tell him we keep dogs, cats, fish, but not quite goats. Yeah. And I like how all the kids like to refer to the goats as Ronaldo. It's like, oh, come meet Ronaldo. And I found that pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, and I got the middle finger from a few locals. A few of the kids were putting their middle fingers up at me, and I was like, don't do that, it's really bad. And then they started doing the sexual gesture with the middle finger, so...
Got anything to say?
Yes.
Yes.
What do you want to say?
No.
Some young boys in their karate gear there. Lots of staring going on, as is expected. Because like I was saying, I don't think many tourists come down here, so it might be the first white person people have seen for a while, especially three young gentlemen. I think I've kind of reinforced this a few times, but India really isn't travelled as much by the younger generation as it is by the older white generation. So it's really good for people to see tourists of a younger age still coming here. And maybe we think in 10 years or so, it really will be a hotspot for young tourists because it is affordable. And it's an experience.
Yeah, it's progressing though. I think maybe not 10 years, maybe 20 years. There's still a lot of development that needs doing, but until it's at the established travelling route. But it's getting there.
Yeah. So that's Dharavi. It's we've been in Mumbai for about 2 days, but we just thought we needed a few days just to adjust and get used to the city. It's been absolutely chaos for me so far. Yesterday we visited some caves, and well, my drive there with two other travellers who are also English. Funny enough, sometimes it's easier to meet travellers from your own country than it is to meet them from others. And we had the craziest Uber drive down to the coast of the city, and it was just, our driver was, when he turned on the ignition in the car, there was no boot. He had a gas tank in the back of his boot, and it made a little switch after about 30 seconds after he turned the ignition on, and then we were ready to go. The boys then put a speaker on in the back of the car to give it a bit of radio, and the man drove like a madman. He was so insistent on having a selfie that he took both hands off the wheel whilst we were on a bridge that has only been open for a week, and got his selfie out, and he's just veering in and out of the lanes with no idea what's around him. It was an absolute nightmare. It's one of those events where in hindsight, when you're looking back at it, it was actually really enjoyable, but at the time you were scared for your life. So that was very eventful, more eventful than the caves, the Elephanta Caves, which is a long boat ride away. And Nick unfortunately was ill He'd gathered a cold from one of our... Oh, there's the bridge there.
Oh, we made it out.
Yeah. He gathered a cold, we think, from a driver from our desert safari in Jaisalmer who was sneezing very heavily and not really covering his nose up. Hello. So he was unable to partake in that experience, but I think he would have really enjoyed the drive over. Mumbai traffic is... How would you describe it?
It takes, well, how long did you say to do 10 miles?
10 miles took me an hour, and then on the way back it took an hour and a half, just at about 7 o'clock at night.
But it's the best traffic you ever sit in.
Yeah.
It's the most entertaining traffic you ever see.
Never a dull moment.
No, not a single dull moment.
But this is the first hostels we've been staying in as well, because Nick and I have obviously been in our Rajasthan hotel tour. But the standard we've been in so far have been really good. Still the deal with the showers, where it's more of a washroom than a shower, but it's easily able to get over. Hello, how are you? So, yeah, but we're really enjoying the city so far. Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. But yeah, now we are just walking back over the bridge, which takes us out of Dharavi.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very happy.
Why are you happy?
My English standard.
Sunset over Dharavi. Come on.
Oh, it's actually really nice. It's still very smoggy here, which is expected.
Should we admire this view?
Yeah. So we're just going over a bridge, which is over some train tracks. Nick and I took the sleeper train here from Udaipur, which was 16 hours. You didn't sleep very well again, unfortunately, but I did. I had a lovely time.
Well, you on top bunk.
Yeah, you were greeted by a family of 5.
Yeah.
When there should have been 4. And were woken up to make sure that they could have breakfast. And as it goes for Dharavi, in terms of cleanliness and sanitation, it's no worse than what we've seen in other places. I mean, there is a lot of litter about, which is expected, but you wouldn't necessarily say that it's... Hello.
Rich or poor region, it doesn't really matter.
No.
There's no discrimination.
Yeah, when it comes to the environment, that's for sure. Hello, how are you doing?
How are you? I'm fine.
Good.
Me and Maxim on our first day here met up with his friend Surya.
Yes, who we will be meeting again because we will be going to a concert, and not only attending, we will be volunteering apparently. So that's going to be.
We don't know.
And it's for a Grammy singer whose name I can't remember. So we will give you the update on that after that happens. The sun is setting over Mumbai, the hazy sun. This evening we are planning on maybe going to watch another Bollywood film. You think?
Yes.
Well, Aryan definitely is.
I think so. Don't know the name of this one, but it's a rom-com. So something different to Fire.
Wait.
And the twist here is that he's going out with a robot, but he doesn't know it. So should be interesting.
And I think before that we'll be getting a Zomato
First Zomato
takeaway, which
the Deliveroo of India. We're thinking maybe something a bit greasy, something a bit speedy, something a bit fast.
I think I'm going to get vegetables, to be honest.
Oh, well, maybe not. All good, thank you. So that takes us to the end of this episode. We hope you enjoyed listening. We hope you have enjoyed hearing the soundscapes of Dharavi, a new voice on the show.
London.
London.
I'm farting everywhere. Oh, Max, you didn't get that, did you?
What was that? What did you say?
Pause it.
No.
Oh, God.
What did you say?
I just thought I was farting everywhere. These little kids are literally like, they're trying to grab my ball.
Yeah, well, my arse is getting grabbed a bit. We're going to have to get an Uber. There's a park there, very nice.
We can flash out tuk-tuk.
Yeah. But for now, we hope you've enjoyed listening to another instalment of our travels around
Incredible India.